Hey guys, so today I'm going to do a couple of jobs that, one I've been putting off for longer than I should be. I'm really trying to figure out once and for all if drip tape or drip tube is the best way to go. Now I kind of feel like subconsciously I've answered my own question because I am not planning on using drip tape anywhere else. So that could be the answer. I'm not sure that it's had a fair trial, especially since I'm trying to let you get the information you need to know whether you want to do drip tube or drip tape. Last year I put drip tape in all of the vegetable beds. These beds don't have any of it yet because we just put these beds in. However, part of the issues I had with the drip tape were my own fault. I didn't realize that you really need to stick with one brand and not deviate because they're not all interchangeable in terms of perfect fit. And so I had a lot of leakage. That was really annoying. It cost me more to fix it than probably just to have scrapped it and started again. Another thing that was my fault was that I used, the drip tubing that I used has holes every 6 inches. So there's more water in a condensed space. With the drip tape, they're 8 inches apart. Now that doesn't seem like a lot, but when you spread that out over an entire area, it's quite a few less drip emitters. And I don't think that would have been too big of a problem if I would have put more than 4 lines in each bed. I'm thinking I should have had 5 or 6. And I bought a huge spool and I got plenty of fittings, so that wasn't the problem. I just was going by what I had put into my beds at our old house, but that was drip tube. So what I'm going to do today is basically add more lines to each bed. And in doing that, I'll show you what I like about drip tape over drip tube. And then once I get to turn it on and have it start to work again, because we've had it off all winter, we've had plenty of rain, then hopefully that will kind of help me make up my mind as to whether or not to recommend that you guys use drip tape versus drip tube, which I've been using for many years. So I'm just going to take you through the system here. So this right here is where it would hook onto a hose, and it's got a backflow preventer and a snail and a pressure regulator. Then the hose fits on that. This is like a 1-inch hose, and then you follow that down here where it splits. And this is one of the things I had to do like a Mickey Mouse job on, putting these little hose clamps or whatever you call them, because the 1-inch tubing that I bought, I couldn't find any connectors that would fit it right without having to cinch it down like this. I had a leak everywhere. And these little guys aren't cheap, especially when you need one at every single joint, which should basically be 4 per bed. So that tube comes from there, goes underground, and then comes up in the corner of this bed, right there, and then goes across the bed, and then the drip tape then comes out from there. So I'm going to try to add 2 more lines to each bed. So I've kind of moved these apart, so I'm going to put one here down the center, and then one over there down the edge of that bed. And that should give me better coverage. So one of the things I loved about the drip tape was the ease of installation. So you poke your hole there, you have this little quick connect. It's a big piece, so it's easy to push in, whereas sometimes the tiny size of the drip tube kind of really hurts your fingers. Cut your length of drip tape and cut it a little bit longer than you think you need. Now watch how easy this is. It just slides over there, just push it on, and then screw this little blue thing down, and it tightens it on there. I mean, it's that simple. Then you're gonna stretch this down to the end, put it in place. So here at this end, make sure this is cut to length, and you wanna make sure this is gonna fit over it and then still fit in the bed. So I'm gonna cut just a little bit more of this off. And you just wanna make sure you're far enough away from the last drip emitter for this to push in. Screw the little blue thing down, tightens that. And here's one thing I really love about the drip tape is the endings have these little loops on them that you can put a landscape staple right through and hold it in place. Actually, looking at how I have it now, I'm thinking just adding that one is going to give a lot better coverage. So I'm going to leave it and just add one per bed. One disadvantage of drip tape is that it has to run in a straight line. There can't be really any curves to it because it needs to lay flat against the soil, and any curves would actually prohibit that and lift it up. All right, I've got all the beds done. I put one new line down the center of each one and moved the two on either side a little bit further toward the edges. Now we just have to turn it on and cross our fingers that there are no cuts or leaks or anything that developed over the winter, because this hasn't been turned on probably since October, November. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Uh-oh. Guess I didn't screw that one on well enough. I don't think I had that screwed on at all. My bad. All right, let's go to the ends of each of these beds and make sure everything's dripping, that all the tubes are full. Yep. All right, the top two terraces are good. Let me check the bottom two. All right, it looks like everything is working. Wasn't supposed to be this warm today, but I don't know. I so want to like the drip tape, and I think that's why I'm putting this off of getting my final verdict. But honestly, I really think that I gotta go. If I had to do it all again, which I do, I'm gonna be putting drip in everywhere else. So it's just too much. For the few things that I like about drip tape, it's just too much of stuff I don't like. I mean, we'll see as this year goes forward. I can give you an update, after the summer, because that's really when water is most needed. So we'll see how that works out then. I'm gonna put the mulch on. I'm gonna put pine mulch on all the beds that are full right now, that have things growing in them. I'm not gonna put it on yet where I'm either going to be harvesting soon or planting or sowing soon. So yeah, if you're on the fence between drip tape and drip tube, my advice is to go with drip tube. But I do want to hear from those of you who have tried both, and I want to know what your opinion of both is and which one you would recommend, one or the other. Thanks for watching, guys. If you got something out of this, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share it with a gardening friend, and I'll see you next time.